Welcome back, friends. Here we are, 2024. And we're in a brand new month of March. Happy birthday to all you Pisces. Now, there's always going to be people in your life who are going to teach you something. And if you're around long enough, they'll teach you plenty, okay? Someone called me and told me, or should I say they texted me and told me they missed my energy. Not a truer statement has been made, okay? People will take your energy and they will utilize it for their own use. Some people are around people who are having issues right at this point in time. They're suffering from alcoholism, drugs, or what have you, and you know it in their behavior. But because this person, whether it be a friend, a relative, or what have you, because this person is in your presence and you miss them or you really just want them to be there, it's like you become blindfolded. You're not letting them take the responsibility for their actions. Now, if a person is suffering from an illness such as that, you have to, the best thing is to have them get some type of help, okay? Now, Faith Farm is one of those places as well, and it's a spiritual help that you actually get with that as well. Faith Farm, they have different locations, but they're in Florida. You can Google it. I recently had to give that information to someone. I even called a relative of mine to try to give them the information, and they hung up the phone. And that's okay. Some people they're unable to receive the help that you are trying to present to them at the time. What really helps is that you can try. But you cannot be in that type of energy with another individual, accept that type of behavior, and continue to be in that space. You see, because that person or people who are going through that, they're going to pull you down right along with them. Especially if they're suffering and they don't reach the help that they need. Because now, and there's all sorts of illnesses, okay? Those are just a few. When you're trying to be in a healthy space and you have people who are suffering in another space, first of all, you can't be a counselor, if you don't have that background. You can help them by pointing them in the right direction, but by you standing around and trying to help them yourself, it's an imbalance of sorts. Your best bet is to, like I said, try to give them the information that they need, and then you move forward. Once they begin to receive the help that they need, you can come around them. But if you notice in the AA program, this AAA program, they tell you that you can't have certain people in your life while you are going through certain forms of the process. After a year, I believe they allow you to have a plant, and after that, then you can get an animal or pet. But you're working on yourself first, just like in a relationship. Before you get into the relationship, you work on yourself. People sometimes jump into a whole nother relationship when they break up with another person. You have not healed from what you went through in that relationship. My aunt used to say 3 months. And I think 3 months is a good mark, that you make in between relationships. Because then you get to re-collaborate, if that's a word. Yes, it is. You get to figure out exactly where you went wrong, where that person went wrong. When you have a person who constantly comes to you and tells you that someone else is their fault, you need to turn your cheek, or you need to walk away, because there's no way in the world that person can say it's totally another person's fault. It took two to tango, and it took one person who chose the other person. So if you chose that person and you're with that person and you're saying that they're all wrong, you are still the common denominator. It's more than one person in that relationship. And we must both take responsibility for my actions, and you take responsibility for your actions. But it has to be a balancing of sorts. take a break or you separate for a period of time, you learn from the lessons that you need to learn. That person learns the lessons they need to learn. I might not be in communication with everyone who I've been in a relationship with, whether it be a friend, a family member, or a person I dated. But when a person knows you, or they know that, the different experiences that they've had with you, they should know that whether you were a person who was a taker or whether you were a person who was a giver. In every relationship, there's a taker, there's a giver. And people can lie and say that other person was the one who was stealing from them and all sorts of things. But at the end of the day, when you know the person, you know that person. So you know that that person has to take some form of responsibility for their own actions as well. We're all growing. No one is growing overnight, and I'm not learning something. I hope they're learning something from every relationship that they're in, be it friendship, foeship, whoever. But it's really important at this time that we take accountability for our own actions. Whether it is that you find that the other person's wrong or not, you take responsibility for your part, okay? The guy could say, I left the seat up too many times. The woman could say, I didn't wash the dishes. Man or woman, whoever the persons are, the people are involved, they take responsibility for whatever action it was. Whatever the case, it is important that we grow from the experience and learn from everyone in your circumference. You can learn from a person by watching something on television. As long as you're learning something, try to learn something every day. Hopefully you're learning at least 100 things a day based upon the people that you find yourself in the surroundings. Or just walking through a park. Either way, I hope that you are enjoying your lemon water and milk thistle. Milk thistle. Some of you women wanted flat stomachs before the spring and summer came in. Hope you're enjoying that. First thing in the morning on an empty stomach. I'm not a doctor, but I know what I know. Either way, hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope that you learned something from this experience. Please have a wonderful one. This is so lovely being you when you're loving yourself. Okay? It's so lovely being you.